I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Meloetta. Music and dance, despite their complexity and lack of obvious usefulness, seem to be universal to human beings in any culture, place, or time. Unsurprisingly, this means many cultures have a deity or spirit which represents, or perhaps is the source of, these phenomena. In Japan, the goddess Bente is the deity of music and dance, as well as everything else that flows, like waters and time. In ancient Greece, the muses were a collection of minor deities, tied to different types of music and poetry. To this day, the inspiration for a work of art might be called one's muse. Meloetta is a normal and psychic-type mythical Pokémon, which resembles a songstress in a form-fitting black dress with musical notation for hair. Pokémon Black says, "Its melodies are sung with a special vocalization method that can control the feelings of those who hear it." Black 2 and White 2 say, "The melodies sung by Meloetta have the power to make Pokémon that hear them happy or sad." Like the Muses, Meloetta has also inspired others to create music themselves, with Pokémon White saying, "Many famous songs have been inspired by the melodies that Meloetta plays." In the 5th through the 7th generations, Meloetta was only available as a download, like most mythical Pokémon. It wasn't available at all in the 8th generation. But in the 9th, it has one of the most convoluted catches of all time, requiring a player to find a leaf tornado, spin in that spot, and then open the sepia camera. Meloetta's dress, and this sepia tone, are reminiscent of singers from classic noir period pieces, a famous New York scene. As well as the singing, psychic-type aria form, Meloetta can transform into the normal and fighting-type pirouette form, who wears her hair up in an even more Roaring Twenties style. Both forms are on display in the overall quite childish short film Pikachu's Moonlight Serenade, though Meloetta also had a role in the actual Pokémon anime series. As a mythical, it has never been officially usable in competitive tournaments, though some fans can make good use of it, as one of the few Pokémon readily available with the move Celebrate, which is useless, and subsequently in the 7th generation, the Z move Z Celebrate, which raises all stats. Welcome back to Moyles on Mon, Meloetta.
This is not a legendary. I've got to remember to say that because you told me off last time in the draft.
Yes, it's a mythical.
Yes. This one sings a lot.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Sings and dances.
I only know this because of Smash, where I believe it appears and sings and does damage if you're near it. I don't remember much else beyond that. It feels like one that probably should have another form, and looking at it, it does. Okay. So it's kind of got like... One thing I do like is like the kind of sheet music hair. Like that's a cute note in the kind of design. I think I prefer the aria form more than the pirouette form. But then I think I associate this Pokemon more with singing than dancing, because that's what it does in Smash.
Friend of the show Mikey from Pokemon Crossroads got in touch to tell us about Meloetta's role in the trading card game. Meloetta has had 2 cards worth singing their praises for. The first one is Meloetta EX from 2013's Legendary Treasures set. This Psychic Pokémon card was a cute card decorated with music notes and such that popped out of the frame. What makes Meloetta EX worth mentioning is the round attack that it had, for 3 Psychic Energy. The attack cost isn't great, but this Meloetta became part of the round archetype in the TCG. Round is an attack that does more damage for every Pokémon on your side of the field that has the round attack. In Meloetta's EX's case, it will do 30 damage for each Pokémon that has the round attack. That will include Meloetta EX along with Palpitoad and Seismitoad. If you could fill up your side of the field with 4 Meloetta EX and evolve some Tympole into Palpitoad, then you could do 180 damage. Meloetta will find herself in a new band during the Sword and Shield era. This Psychic-type Meloetta card had a single attack, Melodious Echo. This attack for 1 Psychic and 1 Colorless energy does 70 damage for each Fusion Strike energy attached to all of your Pokémon. This means if you had all Fusion Strike energy out on the field, then you could do up to 280 damage. And because of that, Meloetta found herself in 2 Pokémon World Championship decks, 2 years in a row. The first was in 2022 when Andrew Chiasson took 6th place at the World Championships in the Masters division. However, Mew VMAX alongside Meloetta took their revenge at the 2024 Pokémon World Championships. That year, Vance Kelly piloted the deck to a 1st place finish to earn the title of TCG World Champion in the Masters division, proving once again that as long as you have a song in your heart, and with the right band, dreams can come true, at least for Meloetta. The name combines melody, for the song it sings, with pirouette, for its dance moves. Perhaps it also comes from operetta, a term for a solo singer's performance in an opera. I've never been good at singing or dancing, but nonetheless, I thoroughly enjoy both. Perhaps it's an animal gene within me, perhaps I learned it culturally, or perhaps the goddesses move through me. Original music for Luke Loves Pokémon is by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork is by Katie Groves. Funding is provided by listeners at Patreon. If you enjoy this podcast and want to check out other shows by me and my friends, head to podcastiopodcastius.org. I love hearing from listeners. Get in touch about upcoming Pokémon on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN or on Blue Sky at Podcast. Drop a comment if you're watching the video or a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Coming up are Genesect, and then it's time for the 6th generation, so please get in touch about those or any other monsters. Even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Meloetta, and remember, I love you too.